Hey, I said, what's good? 2J Gang, man. How is everybody doing today? My oh my, do I have a special treat for y'all? I've been getting a whole bunch of requests, man, to give you guys a full graphics tutorial video to show you guys all the mods that I use and how I set up my Assetto Corsa video settings, man. And today I'm here to bring y'all that. Now let you guys examine first of all. Y'all tell me now. Look, we're in the daytime now, remember that, okay? But look at this, man. Look at these graphics, look at the reflections. Y'all tell me, man. Y'all tell me what's good. Y'all tell me, huh? How y'all like it? A lot of people have been saying they want my CSP settings, they want my soul settings, you know, they want me to see exactly how I set up all my stuff together too, especially with the reflections. So yes, today I'm gonna bring you guys a full graphic tutorial video to show you guys how I set up my Assetto Corsa settings and also the 3 mods that I use, which is Soul, CSP, and my Immersive post-processing filter that I also use, okay? Those are all you need, okay? You only need the Assetto Corsa graphics, the Soul, CSP, and the Immersive post-processing filter, and I will put those all down in the description too, so y'all can definitely go ahead and get those. And today's card pack is featuring the Kyusai spec card pack, and this is also available on my channel too. Debuted on one of my top 5 videos, so yes, you guys will definitely get that link too. That link will be down below, as well as a link for the card pack and as well as the links for the mods that I use. So with all that being said, let's get straight into this video. So first things first, gang, you're gonna want to go to settings. You're gonna want to go over here to your video settings, and you're gonna go down here, okay? The video settings here in Assetto Corsa, this is your foundation, okay? You want a solid foundation to put all your mods on, so don't do anything that will overstrain your GPU, okay? You want a nice, smooth, solid, you know what I'm saying, frame rate and everything like that and so forth. Now, the only reason this is at 39.5 is because I boosted the shadows up, but normally if I run it here, then I have well over 80 frames right here, okay? So the shadows are definitely going to be a big thing that you're going to want to play with as far as if your GPU can handle it, because that will definitely be a game changer, okay? But with all that being said too, you see that I have 1080p, okay? You want to definitely match your resolution to what your monitor is, rather it's 4K, 1080p, 720p, whatever it is. Please match that up, definitely. You can enable the full screen if you want to. Me personally, I don't do that. I feel like it runs at a better frame rate if I don't do full screen, but that's definitely self-preference, okay? Of course, with the quality right here, your anti-aliasing. Now mine is at 8 times for anti-aliasing. Now this really, it just smooths out the surface, or smooths out the edges for your all your graphics too. So if you want smoother edges, you know what I'm saying, if you want those nice crisp edges, then definitely play with this a little bit, you know, this 8 times being the most. Of course, with the filtering too, I have that at the most. World details, that at maximum. Smoke generation is at maximum. The shadows, maximum. Reflection down here for reflection resolution, this is also at maximum. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, most of these things are at maximum, okay? You have the rendering frequency. Mine is 6 spaces per frame. Now the rendering distance is basically how far out that the rendering goes. Me personally, I don't want it to be too high, so I left it around here at 480 meters. Now you can raise this up if you want to, honestly. Honestly, I'll bump it up to 720 to be honest with you, and see how that runs. But over here, my post-process filter, you see, is Immersive Natural. That will be down in the description. Our overall quality here is at a maximum. Glare quality is at a maximum. Depth of field, maximum. Motion blur, I do have off, okay? Motion blur, I really do not want that much, and honestly, some of these settings in Soul and CSP offer motion blur themselves, and I feel like those are a lot more smoother, so I would definitely use that. Just a preference thing. Now if you want motion blur on, then feel free to go ahead and slide that up. My saturation for the Assetto Corsa graphics is definitely all the way up, because the colors with the normal Assetto Corsa are kind of weak, and I want mine to pop just a little bit, okay? So I put that saturation all the way up. Now if you want to, you can bring it down. Honestly, 100 is fine, but I just bumped it up to 120 to just give it that little bit more pop. Heat shimmering, I left that on. Sun rays on, and the fast anti-aliasing, definitely left that on too. Mirror resolution we got at 520, or I'm sorry, mirror resolution is at the maximum, of course. Okay, high quality, check that mark. Okay, now this, it only matters if you have VR, so if you do have VR, then you can go ahead and play with the Oculus. The system, you definitely don't really need to mess with this at all. I would definitely leave that basic. Okay, now we're gonna go over to our custom shaders patch, okay, which is right over here next to it. And in these settings here, now I have a video already up for my CSP settings, but we'll run through it a little bit too, just so you guys can get a basic feel of what it is. But mainly everything is kind of kept the same. Basically here in the general patch is the same. Brakes, you got to activate that normally. If it isn't activated, definitely activate that. Car instruments, definitely everything is normally activated. My chaser camera settings, those are in the in another video that's already up. I will also put that down in the description. Color shadowing, yeah, activate that. It's new, I would activate it. It makes it kind of better too. It makes the colors a little bit more pop. Ambient occlusion, okay, that is also just like the shadows over here, and like in the cracks and everything, give you a nice more depth of field where you see cracks, bends and stuff like that. The DXGI, you really don't have to worry about that too much, but if you want to, you can activate that. This helps a little bit better when you're not in full screen, which I'm not in full screen, so again, that helps me. Extra effects, now here of course there is a lot of stuff you want to do. You got to activate its extension over here for the extra effects. Motion blur, this is where I activated mine right here with active, and the quality being at high. Left the amount blur to be at 50% and the noise at 100%. Down here to local reflections, I changed the quality to high. Over here in ambient occlusion, we changed that to active, and we put it to opacity about 30%, so it's not too dark, so I can still see just a little bit, you know. Simple light right here, the bounce, activate that resolution all the way up. For the volumetric headlights, resolution highest it can go, which is 32%. Fog blur, activated that. And yeah, man, you're good on that with the extra effects. Go down to fake shadows. Everything over here seems to be all status quo. Force feedback tweaks, don't really have to mess with that much. Freer camera, just make sure you activate that if you want to have the free cam. Graphic adjustments, now here you got the AMD super resolution. We activated that with the quality being ultra quality and the sharpen being very high. And then you go down here to the post-processing aliasing, and this I put at ultra, okay, the post-processing anti-aliasing. And then we're going to go down to grass effects, make sure those are on at very high, and of course cast shadows when possible, and extra effects pass, I put that as a check mark. And GUI, everything over here seems pretty status quo. Over here, the lighting, now the brightness is at 200 to make those, I got to make those lights a little bit brighter. I'm blind, okay? Now this you might want to play with a little bit sometimes, okay? Sometimes it might be too bright, sometimes it might be too dull. Just go ahead and mess around with it. Dynamic shadows, definitely got to activate that. High quality in the headlights, yes, of course, yes. Logitech G27, we don't really worry about that much, but if you want to, definitely go ahead and activate that if you have the LED lights right here, which I do, so I definitely activated that just in case it messed with it or not. Neck effects, that is also in another video that I do have down below, which I will put down there, so you guys go ahead and check it out. It's the best camera and first person and third person camera video, so yes, that will be down below. AI behavior, just make sure that is activated. New loading screen, this you really don't need to mess with that much, but if you do, hey, it is what it is, you know. Nice screenshots. Okay, now my screenshot mode, JPEG quality, definitely all the way up, leaving the mode original, and nothing else really to mess around there. Particle effects, okay, you're gonna mess around with a little bit of things here. Now original size, of course, it says not recommended, but I definitely recommend it because it makes a lot of a better quality for the extra options, being like the particle effects, the softness and all that stuff like that. The sparks, limit for sparks, I put that all the way up because I don't want no limit, baby. New smoke, activate that, baby. That new smoke is definitely nice. And yeah, you definitely want to uncheck this. Okay, now this will definitely it just kind of takes a little bit more quality off the smoke to improve the performance. Okay, extra heating, you don't really need this that much, but I like it because it creates a little bit more smoke. New flames, active. Fireworks, active. Always active for me because I like the fireworks. I like the celebration type, you know. Bits of tires on the road, definitely activate that. Limit for particles all the way up. Solid pieces, limit for particles all the way up. And then rain effects, now of course drops on screen, I do not activate this. Okay, it makes it better for when I'm recording videos that you really don't want rain droplets smacking the screen the entire time. But if you do, you know, it is what it is. Okay, that's what you like, you know what I'm saying? But for me, I took that off, disabled it in photo mode too, but in first person view for everything, for the rain droplets, is definitely large drops. So when I'm actually driving, I see raindrops. When I'm recording it, I don't see raindrops, so it makes it a little bit better for a crisper image, you know. Reflections, of course, activate that. Make sure them babies is active. Shadow wheels, make sure them babies is active. Skid marks, make sure they're active, but honestly all those should already be active. We're gonna go here to smart mirror. Now here you see I changed this. You got to activate that, of course. Real mirrors, I put that active. Only without virtual mirror, no. Disengage that, do not activate that. And also no sunlight in interior, definitely deactivate that too, of course. Smart shadows, left that the same. Everything is good there. Taskbar, we left that the same. Track adjustments, just make sure things are active. That's it. The tire effects, of course, yes, make sure that's active. Now we're going over here to weather effects. Now this is where Soul comes in. You want to make sure that that script is running Soul, baby. Okay, activate this here and make sure that it's running Soul. And then rent screen, activate that. Just make sure everything is activate that. Yeah, this, yeah, beast. I remember that. If people remember that from my other video, that was just a funny little gimmick thing. And then we got the triple screen. Now honestly, mode tweaks, yeah. So if you're working in triple screen mode, you can activate this. Now me personally, I do not need this activated because I'm not driving a triple screen. I just have 3 screens from my computer. But if you want to, of course, go ahead and, you know, activate that, baby, you know, if you want to. But I'm gonna disactivate it for now. And then make sure down here below you see it says preset. Go ahead and grab your preset. My preset is bet, and then you go ahead and save that. Okay, make sure you save your presets. All right, and also remember to do the same thing too over here in video. It's down here in the same area. Okay, make sure you do that. Now we're gonna go to our Soul settings and we're gonna tweak with those, and I'm gonna show you guys exactly how I set up the Soul. Alright, now for those who ask me how I make the ground wet, now there's an app over here in the right. You go over here to your all apps, you drop that down, you're gonna see rain, or well, it's weather debug really. So you're gonna see weather debug, which is right here, rain droplets. Okay, you're gonna click on that. That's gonna bring this up right here, and then you're gonna see rain debug right here. Click on rain debug and then debug the rain. Now if you have the paid rain mod, then this will work. Okay, you need the rain mod. Okay, so y'all definitely go ahead and check my man's out who created it, and definitely subscribe to his Patreon. If you have a couple dollars, just go ahead and give him a couple dollars, you know what I'm saying? But if you don't, it will come out soon. Okay, it will come out soon. Rain effects are coming. Okay, now the paid version is for people who want it early. All right, now I'm going to show you guys exactly how I set up my Soul. So you're going to go over here to your apps, right? You're going to drop that down. You're going to go to your Soul config. Okay, Soul config, it's right here. All right, now over here in Soul config, if you want to use the ultra preset, you can, but I used it a little bit, but then I used it at first to you know what I'm saying, to set everything ultra, and then I tweaked with it a little bit. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. Okay, you're gonna see this quality here. Make sure you load that up. If you guys need to pause the video, go ahead and pause it and just copy everything. Okay, because there is a lot of pages here, and I'm gonna briefly talk about each one. I'm not gonna run through them all entirely 100% because there is a lot of pages, but I'm gonna show you guys exactly how I set it up. Okay, so over here we're looking at page 1, you know what I'm saying, brightness, moonlight, all that stuff. Make sure you get all that. All right, we're gonna move over now to performance. Now the performance, if you want to use a CPU split, you know, black level, all that stuff, you know. Over here moving, we got post-processing. Now I don't know why this says off, but regardless of that, you guys can see everything else. Let's go ahead and move this out of the way a little bit because the person's name is kind of throwing it off a little bit, isn't it? We'll move it over here. So yeah, you can see right here everything from brightness, contrast, saturation, all that, you know, God rays, single screen. Okay, moving on, we got auto exposure. You know, not too much to be talking about there, you know what I'm saying? Just go ahead and copy and paste it if you feel like it, you know. We got CSP lights. Go ahead and copy and paste. Moving on to the sky. My sky preset is 2, which of course right here is a nice blue. You know, I like a nice blue, you know. Smog, blue strength, all that stuff, you know, all that good stuff. Moving on to weather. HDR multiplier, you know, using lighting effects, all that stuff, render method, all that good stuff. Clouds, checking out the clouds, equality, all that stuff. As y'all can see, I'm maxed out on all those. Makes it nice though, the clouds look pretty good. Go ahead and copy and paste that. We're moving on to the stellar, which we got the size of the moon and the sun, sky bloom, fog bloom, you know, things of that nature. Go ahead and copy and paste it if you wish. Modify speculars, cast shadows. Moving on to the ambient, sun color, you know, use directional ambient light, overcast sky ambient light. Copy and paste it. Moving on, we got night light pollution. Alright, next we got graphics. This video, or this section up here, it was actually it was in a video. So if y'all seen the video, the true 2J gang, y'all know this part right here was in a video. Definitely go ahead and copy and paste that. Moving on, we got debug options. Now these you don't really need to worry about too much. Nerd's guide. Now the rest of them, if you want to, you know what I'm saying, go ahead. These are like if you want to do special tweaking to them, you know, go ahead and copy and paste it. Everything is really 100 right here instead down here below is 0. Over here we got 100 all around. Nerd sun, nerd clouds, everything at 100, everything at 100. Nerd fog. Okay, this one was changed just a little bit. If y'all want to go ahead and copy and paste that. Nerd moon. The nerd light nice guy. This is funny how they call it the nerd, because it's just for people who want to, you know, do special, like just little tweaking to it, because they know that they can modify it a lot better themselves. So there's nothing but respect for that. And then over here, the track adaptations for this is for the circuit itself, straight for just this circuit. And then, yep, there you go. We're at the end of that. Now, go back here to number 1 and save your configuration, okay? Whatever you did, go ahead and save that config. Make sure it says config stored right here. All right. Now, for the very last thing, we're going to look at our post-processing filter, okay? Let's go ahead and change the, there you go, so you guys can get a nice look. There you go, you know, nice darkness. You know, everything still looks pretty good. Of course, for the last one game, we're going to look at our post-process filter. Now, we're going to go over here, of course, back to our apps. We're going to go down to where it says post-processing filter, which is right here. It looks like the film right here, of course, right? You're going to click on that, right? We're going to go ahead and drop this down where you see it says Immersive Natural right here. We're going to go ahead and drop that down. We're going to hit edit. We're going to right click on it, and then we're going to hit edit. Right now in here, all of these are in a video that I already put up before, but I'm going to run through the most vital parts, which I said before. General, of course, you want full resolution. Over here in color, you're going to mess with the saturation here, the contrast, and the brightness here, of course, right? Sepia, I left it at 2%. You don't want too much sepia. Enable the color grading. You want that intensity all the way up. Now the color grading here, I did not change this, so this I'm assuming is what comes with the post-process filter as is. Okay, so I did not mess with this at all. I just changed the intensity all the way up. Right, we're gonna get out of that. Auto exposure, of course, check mark that, make sure it was nice. You know, this is the target that I want, so I went ahead, you know what I'm saying, check that. And then this is the target exposure that I wanted for it. We're gonna go down to tone mapping, use HDR, of course. The function I put here, of course, yes, this is what you want. Since it's a metric, okay, that's what I used, and it honestly makes it really nice. You know, the exposure I bumped just a little bit. It's at 1.01, okay, so barely anything was touched there. The DXG HDR, now of course this is the DXGI HDR. This is for the people who are running with not full screen, okay, so of course definitely go ahead and enable this, and also enable the final tone mapping. You don't need to really use a custom tone mapping, but if you do have a custom one, then by all means go ahead and implement that. Chromatic abrasion, I really didn't use this that much because I found it to really mess with performance kind of, and also it messes with my eyes when I drive. It's really not that good, but you know, again, self-preference. You know, vignetting, not too much vignetting, just a little bit, but not too much at all. And then we got lens distortion. You don't really need lens distortion at all unless you're trying to make a nice effect with your videos or anything like that. Glare, now this one here I definitely messed with. Quality going all the way up to 5. This right here, you see that horizontal line that sometimes you see, excuse me, is a horizontal line that you see with the reflections. Okay, the horizontal line that you see is actually this right here, the enabling this glare. Okay, so go ahead and enable that if you want to. All right, my luminescence up is at 3 or 3.0, you know, threshold being at 0.9. Blur was all the way up. Of course, I didn't want it to be too opaque or anything like that. And anything about the extra params, we really didn't use that much, of course, but using custom shape if you guys want to. I don't know if this is already implemented or not, but if it is, go ahead. If it's not, you know, by all means go ahead too. But yeah, that is all I did as far as with the glare. And then depth of field, quality at a 5, edge quality, of course, you see right here at all the way up to a 4. Everything else I left pretty much the same. Sun rays, enabling the sun rays, use sun color. Now you can do this if you want to. Me personally, I just turned it off because I like the sun rays just natural anyway. They look really good as is. And then for the last thing, which we really didn't do anything for diaphragm rotation, yeah, we just made sure that was off. Feedback didn't really have that anything, you know what I'm saying, anything to go with that. But up here you can also turn this on to preview your filter if you want to. And then right here too, definitely click the save changes so you can definitely, you know what I'm saying, keep that crispy, nice looking post process, man. It looks amazing, doesn't it? Oh man, I want to thank y'all so much, 2J gang. Y'all have been amazing, and if you found this video so helpful, please go ahead and leave a fat thumbs up. Go ahead and subscribe, like, all that, man. Show your friends, and definitely join our Discord too, and also follow me on Twitch, man. We've been going crazy, and be on the lookout for that giveaway video. Okay, it's coming real soon. I want to thank you all so much, man. Let's keep this going, man. I appreciate y'all so much, and thank you again. It's your boy 2JZ, and I'm gonna see y'all. Peace.